Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cognitive Recalibration Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Shravan. We have Tarun here with us.
Hey everyone.
If you're joining us for the first time, this is a show where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, and today we're going to be talking about the latest Fast and Furious release, Hobbs and Shaw. Tarun and I watched it over the weekend, and we're ready to talk about it.
Yes, we are.
We are. So if you're regular listeners of our show, you may have noticed that we haven't had an episode in a while. That is my fault.
It's because Shravan's been slack. It's been slack. Slacker.
That has been my fault. I've been quite busy. So for those listeners in the US, you know how it is like to get into grad school in the US. It's like climbing Mount Everest.
Very easy. It's really easy, isn't it? They're just handing them out. Just got to grab one. So
I've been a little busy with applying for schools and doing some interviews and stuff like that. So we just haven't had the opportunity to record an episode. So we finally got to watch a movie, which was this movie, and we finally get an opportunity to talk about it. We still haven't seen Lion King.
And we never will. I haven't seen the original as well. I never will.
We will do an episode on it. I've already promised that we'll do an episode on it. I'm shortly leaving overseas for a holiday, so I'll probably end up watching
Slacking again.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
know, I'm slacking again, but I'll probably end up watching it there, so I will voice my thoughts on that movie once I have seen it. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. I've got a Who Am I, like we usually do. It's a Fast and Furious.
Vin Diesel.
No, it's
Kang.
Let's see.
Kang versus universes. He's in all of them.
He's just across.
He's across all of them. Yeah.
He's omnipresent. He's just everywhere.
Yes.
This one is a Fast and Furious one. It's not an easy one. If you haven't watched all the Fast and Furious movies, which I actually haven't, you probably won't get this. But you have seen them, Matt, right?
I couldn't get through Tokyo Drift. I don't know why people like that movie, but I couldn't watch the whole thing. So if it's from Tokyo Drift, I might struggle. But the rest of them I have seen. 2, I kind of half watched. I can't really remember 2, but I think I know the rest of them.
Was it because it was too fast?
2, yeah, it was too fast. But like, I got the movie and I turned it on. I looked away, I looked back, and the movie was finished. It was too fast.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was that joke?
It was pretty bad. It was
pretty bad.
That's
okay.
why I just ignored it. I was trying to just move on, but you keep going back to it.
Don't worry, I'll bring it back later.
I met Dominic Toretto in the 3rd grade, after which we quickly became best friends. I often fought with Brian O'Connor. I was opposed to Brian's inclusion into the team, especially since Mia favoured Brian over me. I have a strong sense of loyalty to Dom and consider the team my family. I was seriously injured when I got shot by a trucker whose shipments I attempted to hijack. My injuries included a gunshot wound, deep lacerations, and internal bleeding. I eventually survived my wounds, but had to flee when I became a wanted man. I finally arrived in Rio, where I met Rosa. We had a son, Nico, short for Dominic, named after Dominic Toretto, but I eventually died of gunshot wounds while saving Luke Hobbs with other members of the team. Who am I?
I know who he is. I don't know his name, though. I know who he is. I can describe his features to you if you'd like me to.
Well, you can do that at the end, or if you figure out what his actual name is before the end, you can...
Is it Joseph?
No.
Close.
Bonus clue there for listeners. It's not
Joseph.
It's not Joseph. Is there even a character called Joseph?
No, I don't think so. I didn't even know Tyrese's name in these movies. I just know him as Tyrese. Is his name Tyrese in the movies? It's Tyrese Gibson.
What's Ludacris's name?
I don't know. I don't know his name. I just know him as Ludacris.
Isn't it like
as well.
Jay or something like that?
Joseph.
Maybe one of them is Joseph.
Yeah, okay, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw, released on the 2nd of August. It's directed by David Leitch. So he previously directed John Wick, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, and then this movie. And he is going to be directing the film adaptation of the video game The Division. I think that's coming up either next year or the year after.
Is that the follow-up to The Multiplication?
I think that's the one after that.
Oh, okay.
And then they're going to do the exponential and the logarithmic.
Okay. Are you sure it's not just a live-action remake of Ed Sheeran's second album? Or third album? I don't know which one it is.
I think Multiply was his...
Second album.
Second, yeah.
Edition was his first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He hasn't done Division yet, has he? No.
What was his latest one? What was his one with
Oh no, it was Division.
Yeah. So
he hasn't done Subtraction. Yeah,
he's got Subtraction left, and then I'll start having to go into the more complex mathematical methods.
Then he would have to go to log.
Yeah, logarithmic, exponential, sine, cos, tan.
Yeah. Nice. That'll be good. I'm looking forward to tan. I think it'll be good.
They'll be opposite over adjacent.
No, I didn't like that. Didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Not giving you the satisfaction of a laugh.
In terms of budget for this movie, it's
It's 250 million.
You're not far off. It's 200 million. So it was quite an expensive movie.
Yeah.
And box office wise, it's only been out for about 4 days. It's done 185 million worldwide. And it hasn't come out in China yet. So cast, we don't have all of the Fast and Furious in this because this is not a Fast and Furious movie. This is a Fast and Furious Presents movie. So it's a spin-off, but we've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, Vanessa Kirby, and Helen Mirren, amongst other characters, but they're the main ones. And what is the story of this movie?
You're asking me, or you're just not sure?
Yeah, I mean, I'm. It's kind of both.
It's kind of both. You're not sure either. Okay, yeah. I kind of wrote this story, so I'm pretty good with it. So there's this virus that turns inside people insides to soup, and they don't want that to happen. So Vanessa Kirby puts the virus inside her, but she doesn't turn to soup for some reason because the virus takes some time to turn you into soup. So while she's turning into soup, everyone tries to get the virus out of her. And then while they're trying to get it out of her, Idris Elba's Black Superman, and he's trying to punch everyone. That's it. And he wants the virus.
And where do our two main characters feature in this story?
Oh, they're in this for some reason. For some reason, they call them to get it. I don't know why. You tell me why they're in this. For some reason, they're tasked to get the virus, even though both of them are convicted felons.
Oh, is The Rock?
Yeah, he went to jail in that movie, remember?
Oh yeah, he did. Why did he go to jail?
I can't remember. He was in jail though.
Because he was a cop.
He was. No, he was like SAS or something.
And he loves cops.
He was in the army. He was in the army. He wasn't a cop.
Yeah, but he loves cops.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh no, he tattoos that on that guy's face. Yeah. That was shit. He should have written "I love cocks." That would have been funnier.
I don't know if that's what he was going for.
Well, it should have been.
But anyway, it's a Fast and Furious movie, so you go in expecting
cars, but for some reason there won't be any cars in the movie.
Yeah, so you go in well, the first 3 movies are about cars.
Yes.
Well, even first 4? It's only after 5 that they started becoming like heist movies.
The 4th movie is about a heist in cars. It's like a race heist. They're doing a heist while they're racing.
Yeah, because I haven't seen all of them. I've seen 5. I watched 5. I think I watched it with you on our way to Hong Kong on the tarmac.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Our flight was majorly delayed, but we'd already like boarded the flight and it was about to take off, but they couldn't take off because there was air congestion or something. So we sat on the tarmac for like 3 hours and we watched Fast 5 in that time.
Did we watch it? Was it good?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
I'd seen it in the theaters beforehand.
So you've seen all of them since 5 in the theaters?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why. Why the fuck did I watch all these movies in the theaters? I hate myself.
I've only seen 7 onwards in the theaters. So 7 was actually the first one I saw. So I hadn't seen the ones before 7.
You didn't watch 6?
I haven't seen 6 yet.
You haven't seen 6 at all?
No, I haven't seen 6. So I've seen 5, 7, 8, this, and I think I've seen one at some stage, but I haven't seen any of the ones in between.
6 is not too bad. That's the one that... No, number 5 introduces Hobbs, doesn't it?
Yeah, number 5's got Hobbs, and number 6 has got Shaw.
Yeah, it's got this guy's brother, not Deckard Shaw, his brother. I can't remember what his name is. Phineas Shaw. It's not Phineas Shaw, I made that up. It's not Phineas Shaw.
Is it Luke Shaw?
Oh, it could be. It's actually, I think it might be Luke Shaw.
Because isn't it Luke Evans?
It is Luke Evans, yeah. Maybe we're getting that mixed up. I don't know. His last name's Shaw. That's all that matters. Is he dead or is he not dead? That's the question.
I thought he was not dead. I'm pretty sure he was in 8. I'm pretty sure he helps Deckard Shaw save Vin Diesel's baby.
I feel like these movies just go in and out of my head immediately and I forget most of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I mean, he's not dead.
Okay.
Yeah, see, even I'm
You sound
confused.
convincing. You sound very convincing.
What are the positives of this movie?
I thought it was a good time. Look, you know what you're going in for. If you're going in, you know what's going to happen and you won't be surprised, but you'll have a good time.
Yeah, I think, you're going for action sequences that are over the top and you go in for, I guess, a bit of banter between the characters. You get that. So you get that.
I don't know if you're going for the banter between the characters.
Oh, you get Vin Diesel and, it's all about family and then...
You're going for the message about how everything's all about family. That beautiful message.
And you do get that in this movie, but not as much.
How good was the message in this movie at the end? It's so good. I'll give it to you in spoilers.
What? Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not completely sure. Well, yeah, there is a family element to this movie as well, but not as prominent as the other Fast and Furious movies. I thought Idris Elba was really good as the villain. He's probably the best villain in Fast and Furious movies, would you say?
What about Jason Statham?
Yeah, he was pretty good, but he's not really a villain, so anymore. He was in that movie though. He was pretty bad in that movie.
The villain in number 5 is actually pretty good, but he's just a one and done.
Who was the one in that one?
He's some Mexican drug lord.
But yeah, Idris Elba was good. I thought Vanessa Kirby was really good. I thought she was actually probably the standout. I thought her and Idris Elba were actually the standouts, not...
My standout is a spoiler, so I can't say it.
Okay, yeah. Well, there were some cameos in this movie. Cameos that I certainly didn't expect. I thought there would be cameos from the existing universe, but they were different cameos.
The first cameo, when that came up, I'm like, oh shit, this dude. He's in this. Yeah. Or this girl. Could be a girl. No, I gave it away. It's a dude. I'm sorry. It's a dude. Oops.
I think there were 2 main cameos. I don't know who the other guy is.
No, you do know who the other guy is. I'll explain it in spoilers. You know who he is. We've reviewed a movie with him in it.
Okay. Well, you'll need to refresh my memory. So we'll jump into that in spoilers. Negatives. I mean, it's a Fast and Furious movie, so you can't nitpick it too much. They're not trying to win an Oscar or anything, but...
You can't say the plot's stupid, because everyone knows this plot's stupid.
Yeah, it's meant to be stupid. If it makes you think too much, then it's not doing its job. So it succeeds in that. But I thought so what you go in for is some nice action, over the top action. I thought the action was good mostly, but there was a lot of shaky cam in some parts.
I didn't feel it as much as you. I liked the action.
I thought there were some scenes where, especially the Jason Statham scenes, they were a bit shaky cam.
This is the guy that directed John Wick 2. John Wick though, so not John Wick 2, John Wick 1.
John Wick 1, yeah, but the action wasn't as good as John Wick.
Not as good as John Wick, but I thought it was decent. I didn't think the shaky cam was overused.
Debatable. It wasn't overused.
I disagree with you on that one.
I just don't think it needed to be used at all.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the kind of movie you need shaky cam, because shaky cam is usually used for action sequences to make it look more realistic, I guess. Like the Bourne movies, it's meant to look like this guy's actually fighting someone and everything's shaking around, but this is not that kind of movie. You want to see everything. It's meant to look unrealistic. So anyway, that was one thing that I found. The other thing was that I thought it was a bit too long.
Yeah, I thought it was probably a bit too long as well. I thought there was a point that it probably felt good enough to finish and they probably should have finished it there, but I went for an extra half an hour after that.
I think the reason it went for the extra half an hour was because it's a Fast and Furious movie and they needed to tie in the family element. So that's why it went on for another half an hour, because they needed to get in some family
time.
Yeah, family time. But otherwise, I had a good time, and you can't say much. It is what it is. Like, it's not the best movie ever made, but you have a good time.
I had a good time. I think it was probably one of the more funner times I had in the theatre this year.
Yeah, I would say so. We surprisingly had a big crowd for this. We went with a big crowd for this movie. I don't know how that happened, because we really organised to watch this like pretty last minute, and we got 14 people to come. So obviously a lot of fans of this Fast and Furious franchise. Some of them we kind of influenced to come. I don't think they were that keen, but we kind of made them come anyway.
Everyone knows kind of what to expect from it. It's what it is. It's nothing amazing, but it's good. If you're bored, it's a movie that you can watch.
Are you team Hobbs or team Shaw? Even though they're like the same team in this one. But if you had to pick.
They're not that different, to be honest. They're kind of the same. I know. I'm probably team Hobbs.
Who'd win in a fight?
Dwayne Johnson.
I'm not so sure about that.
Just pure muscle wise, I think he might win.
But I think Shaw's got the agility. He's got the stealth.
Did you hear about the controversy with these movies? Or not controversy, but the contract or the contract stuff?
I don't know about the contracts. I've heard about other stuff about this movie relating to Fast 9 as well.
I'll talk about the contract stuff with Jason Statham.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Apparently in his contract, there's specific terms that he can't lose a fight and that he has to always win in certain situations. Like if it's a hand-to-hand combat scene, then he has to win the fight, or it has to end in like a neutral. He can't lose. No one can beat him in a hand-to-hand fight.
Is that just for this movie or for all the movies?
No, in all these movies.
Like even
in all the Fast and Furious.
Even the previous Fast and Furious movies.
No, from this movie onwards.
Because he does bash up The Rock in Fast 7.
And I think he also saw, well, I don't know if this is true, but he saw this fight scene with Vanessa Kirby that was meant to be her scene. And then he said he liked that, so he took that scene instead.
Wonder which one that was.
I don't know which one it was, but I just heard this in another podcast. But I don't know if, I know the contract thing is true that he can't lose a fight, because I read that on the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, okay. Wall Street Journal is reporting all the important news these days.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. The other sort of controversy that I read about was, well, obviously Vin Diesel and The Rock don't really get along anymore.
Oh yeah, they hated each other from the last movie on.
Yeah, so they don't get along. But what I didn't know about was Tyrese and The Rock don't get along anymore either.
There was lots of beef in that whole movie. Do you know that end scene where they're all there?
In 8?
In 8, yeah. They're not all there. They're all shot separately, so they're not in the same room.
Yeah, so basically the reason for that is this movie delayed Fast 9. I don't think the other cast members were happy with The Rock making his own Fast and Furious movie. I think if they wanted to make a movie, I think they wanted it to be Fast 9 and him just being in Fast 9. But he went out and did his own spin-off and they weren't happy about that. Especially Tyrese, because apparently he tweeted after this movie came out, he's like, oh, The Rock tried or something. He's like, it was some sarcastic tweet that he put out. But yeah, he was not very happy. He's like, you broke up the family and these movies are about family and you just destroyed it. And
okay, that's fair. To be honest though, they were pretty shit until The Rock turned up.
But I don't know, because I don't think they got better because of him. I don't think because he was in it they were better. I think they just got better. The stories were better. I
know a lot of people like Vin Diesel. I don't think he's that great. He's not that charismatic.
Yeah.
It might be just because I watched I watched the Triple X movie recently, and geez, that movie is shit. And he's just walking into rooms and then he's like, yeah, this chick wants to have sex with me. And he walks into every room and every chick that he sees is like, yeah, we did it. Or the chick's like, oh, I want to do it with him. It's literally every scene in that movie. There's eight different chicks in that movie and he's just and they all want to hook up with him for some reason. It's such a shit movie. And he's got no charisma, but I think that has folded into my view of him in Fast and Furious. I don't think he's that good.
No, I don't think he's a great actor, but I think he's meant to be a nice guy in terms of he does take care of his like the other fellow cast members and stuff. So he's meant to be okay in that respect. I don't think he's like a brilliant
You don't think
actor.
he's a Triple X dude? Maybe that's just a Triple X dude.
Yeah, I don't think he's a brilliant actor. But that being said, like, is The Rock an amazing actor? I don't think so.
Nah, it's shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think The Rock's just a little bit more charismatic, but I don't think he's that amazing.
Yeah, no, it's not. But he's more charismatic.
I do like Jason Statham, though. I think he's,
Would you rather watch a Vin Diesel movie or a Rock movie?
at the moment, probably a Rock movie, but The Rock, like, maybe 10 years ago, I'd probably pick Vin Diesel over The Rock 10 years ago.
But now you would pick The Rock.
Probably The Rock, yeah. But yeah, it's a franchise filled with actors that are not really that good. I wouldn't say Jason Statham's brilliant either. Who's the best actor in the Fast and Furious franchise? Kurt Russell?
He's mentioned in this movie, but you don't see him.
Oh, is he mentioned?
He's mentioned at the start somewhere.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think if there's a single good actor, like an actually good actor in these movies.
Gal Gadot? No,
Nah.
probably not. She's not great.
Paul Walker wasn't great either.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think they're all that. No one's winning Oscars from these movies.
Michelle Rodriguez?
She was in Avatar. That won an Oscar, so maybe. Did Avatar win an Oscar? Yeah, it did.
Not Best Picture.
Best visual effects.
Yeah, it won something like that. It lost to The Hurt Locker.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I think that's all we have to say non-spoilers. We'll do our rating and then we'll jump into spoilers.
Yep.
So, does it have the Soul Stone?
Yeah, because of its message at the end of the movie, which I will explain once we get to spoilers.
I think the family aspect actually adds to these movies, in a way. I think it makes them a little bit more watchable.
But the family aspect is just shoehorned in at the end. It's not, in every movie, it's not like, oh, they're doing it for family or whatever. It's like, they do whatever the fuck they want for 90 minutes, and then at the end they're like, we did it for family.
That's true, but still.
Hello, it's Brooke Devard, host of Naked Beauty, and I could not be more excited about Kate Spade New York's summer collection. They are celebrating 30 years of the brand, and the Kate Spade New York design team really outdid themselves with this summer collection. There's a gorgeous lemon-inspired raffia bag that I love, and the Bahamas sandals. It's a low heel with a feather detail at the toe. Take me on vacation immediately so I have an opportunity to wear these. Go to katespade.com to shop the Kate Spade New York summer collection now. I promise you're going to find something incredible for your summer outfits.
Like, that's the difference between this movie and, like, Expendables or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're all divorced. They don't have families.
I guess so, yeah.
Except for that one movie where Liam Hemsworth gets killed halfway through, and then they do it for him.
Is this a Fast and Furious movie? Oh,
No,
Expendables.
this is Expendables.
Is that Expendables 3?
Expendables 2.
2. Which one's 3's the one with the younger people, right? And the
3's the one with Ronda Rousey.
and they get like captured, and then the older guys have to save them.
Yes.
That was bad.
That was very bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
They're making a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it directed by Sylvester Stallone again?
I don't know.
They should just stop. Does it have the time stone?
Nah, no flashbacks. Nah.
I was waiting for you to say that. I don't think it has a time stone because it feels like it's
Doesn't have flashbacks.
well, yes, and it feels too long. I think it was probably about 20 minutes too long. So it doesn't get the time stone. For those who are wondering what we're doing at the moment, so if you're joining us for the first time, we actually rate movies out of the Infinity Stones, and we characterize them by what.
You shouldn't have explained it. You should just do it every episode now.
And they have to figure
then
it out.
They have to figure it out. Someone will listen and they'll be like, what the fuck's going on?
Okay, well, that's all I'll give in terms of explanation. I think you can figure it out. Does it have the Mind Stone? No.
Definitely not.
I think it's meant to not have the Mind Stone. Like, it's specifically not meant to have it. If it has it, that means it's failed. Does it have the Power Stone?
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. Oh, Vin Diesel's not in this, but The
Vin
Rock.
Diesel's not in this. What the fuck? You named the only character that's not in this.
The Rock and Jason Statham. Pretty powerful. And Idris Elba in this.
And Idris, yeah.
Does it have the Reality Stone? Absolutely not. Again, this is another one.
No.
This is another one where it's definitely not meant to have it. Does it have the Space Stone? Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not
Maybe
yet.
soon though. Hopefully
Maybe
soon.
Yeah. Maybe the next one or the one after.
Maybe not the next one. Maybe the one after.
One after. They all go to space for some reason.
Do you know how people say it's ridiculous that they would take these guys into space? They did it with Armageddon. Is it Armageddon? Yeah, the Michael Bay movie with Bruce Willis
and Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah, have you watched that movie?
No.
So there's this asteroid heading to Earth, and they have to blow it up before it hits Earth. So instead of training astronauts to be drill miners, they train these drill miners to be astronauts and then send them to the asteroid to blow it up. It's harder to train to be a drill miner than be an astronaut.
Well, is it?
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. That is a Michael Bay movie though. So
it is, yeah. But this is where Fast and Furious is going.
I hope they reunite with Hobbs and Shaw at some stage.
Do you think they'll have a race on the moon?
They might, yeah. We should do our second rating. Do you think it's a cognitive recalibration?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd give it a cognitive recalibration as opposed to a cognitive regression. So again, if you're joining us for the first time, we give it a...
Don't explain this shit. Just go with it. Just go with it.
Okay, cognitive recalibration means it's good. Regression means it's bad. So...
Oh, shit. I thought it was the other way around.
So all this time you've been giving these movies...
No, that was sarcasm.
I knew it was sarcasm, but...
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Clearly your sarcasm got my sarcasm. There's too much sarcasm.
All right. Spoilers. So if you haven't watched Hobbs and Shaw and you care about spoilers, come back to this point in the episode after you've watched the movie. But if you have watched the movie or you don't care about spoilers, keep listening. So let's talk about the cameos.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds is in this movie. He's pretty much just Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and the other cameo was Rob Delaney, who's the guy from Deadpool 2 that has no superpowers and reads the ad and comes and then dies straight away.
Is he Peter or something?
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter.
He looks different in that movie though.
He looks a bit fatter.
That's why I couldn't recognize him, because he had a moustache and stuff in that movie.
It's the same guy though.
And the other cameo was Kevin Hart.
But you can understand where these cameos came from. So they probably shot this just after Deadpool 2. David Leitch probably got Ryan Reynolds and Rob Delaney to do their cameos then. And then probably while they're shooting this, they were shooting Jumanji as well. And then Kevin Hart came on to do his cameo then.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Because Dwayne Johnson's a producer on this movie as well.
And Kevin Hart and him are good friends. They're always riffing about each other on Instagram.
All right. What else in terms of spoilers?
Do you want to know the message of the movie?
Okay. Yeah, what is it?
So at the end, after they keep getting beat up by Idris Elba in this movie, and they don't understand why. And then at the end, they're like, oh, let's just punch him together. And then it's just 5 minutes of both of them just beating on Idris Elba together. He punches one of them and then they punch him in the face. It's up for like 5 minutes. I found it hilarious.
I thought you were going to go for something else in terms of so the message is...
No, the message comes after this.
Oh, okay.
So the message after they beat Idris Elba for 5 minutes, Dwayne Johnson's like, you rely on technology, but we rely on heart. And that's it. That's the message. Don't rely on technology, rely on heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the message was it's all about family. Because you know how they go meet Helen Mirren in jail and then Dwayne Johnson brings his daughter to Samoa and they all...
Yeah. Did they give her a cake with a gun in it? Is that what they did at the end of the movie?
Possibly. Possibly. Because she's like, yeah, let's get out of here. So she obviously breaks out, I think. I thought there was one standout action sequence, which was partly shown in the trailers.
It's the part when they connect the cars together.
Yeah, the part when they connect the cars together.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
Are you serious? That was your standout action sequence, the part when they connect the cars together.
Yeah, I love that. That was awesome.
That was ridiculous.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted for this movie. So,
what? For them to connect 5 cars together and then...
Yeah, and then turn on the NOS one by one.
One by one. They don't all do it at the same time.
Yeah, they take it in turns. One by one. And you know when they're connecting the cars, they show the brand of the car. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
They're like, this is the brand. And they connect the car.
There's one of them that definitely wouldn't have worked. The guy comes out in front of the other car and then basically drops the chains and backs up into the other car. And then for some reason, the chains go around the bumper of the car. I'm like, wait, how did that happen? that would not work.
But I found that very entertaining because I thought they would
found
just do
that
like
hilarious.
I thought they'd just do like 2 cars. They did like 4.
They did 4 and it kept happening. And after 2, I'm like, okay, that's probably it. They're probably done now. And then another car comes. I'm like, nah, they're going to stop now. It's over. It's over. They want to elongate it a bit. It's just a joke. And then another car comes. I'm like, nah, this is ridiculous.
The best one is how that guy, he just chucks the chains and it just happens to go on. She just like...
Basically, all of them. I don't understand how the chain's connected to the car.
Yeah, it was good. And I don't know how they disconnect either. They just happen to disconnect.
Yeah, at one point they all just disconnect. Like at the same time.
Yeah. What was your standout action scene?
Not that. I like the scene where they just punch Idris Elba for 5 minutes.
I thought that was
because
okay.
I found it funny.
I like the one how The Rock jumps out of the building.
He jumps out. Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous. That was terrible.
Throwback to his movie Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done in Skyscraper. He should have just jumped off the building.
And died.
Yeah, well, he did it in this one.
But he had like people to jump onto, so he like jumped onto them.
What you say? Are you telling me that it's better to jump onto a person than jump and hit the ground? Like, how's that any better? How's that any different to hitting the ground?
Well, it's not that different. You probably should die both ways, but yeah.
Yeah. Both of you would die if you jump onto a person. You're killing the other guy
Especially
as well.
if it's The Rock. He's like, what, 120 kilograms or something?
I actually liked the best action sequence, I think, was the fight between Vanessa Kirby and Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, that was
a good
okay.
fight.
I like the introduction fight with, well, it's with both Hobbs and Shaw, but they're like, one's in LA, one's in London. I like the Shaw one better, where he's got the champagne.
Do you know how they show that from the start of this movie, you know it's going to be ridiculous. So they show them getting up and they show how they're very different.
They're not really that different.
Dwayne Johnson cracks eggs into a cup and then he drinks it.
Yeah.
But do you know how different Jason Statham is? He cracks eggs into a pan and makes an omelet.
Yeah.
They're so different.
They're not that different. And then
no, they're so different, man. He makes an omelet. He just drinks it.
And then Dwayne Johnson, he goes and eats pancakes or something. What does he do?
No, that's after. That's later. He eats protein powder. And the other thing that happens here is they wake up in the morning and then...
Well, they both wake up at 6.
They both wake up at 6, yeah.
6 in London and 6 in LA are like different times. They're not the same.
No, it's the same time. It's the same. They both get phone calls at like maybe 11 o'clock because it's been a couple of hours. They've only done a bit since the morning. The next scene, you see them rolling up at night, both of them at night, and then they bash up both these blokes. I'm like, wait, what? It was just morning like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, the day goes quickly. Time really doesn't make sense in this movie because at the end of the movie, Vanessa Kirby's got this like extraction device to get the virus out of her, and it's meant to take half an hour, and it's pitch black when they put it on her, and then 7 minutes later, it's like the middle of the day.
It's the middle of the day, literally the middle of the day. They have 2 time things in that movie. One of them is the thing getting that out. What's the other time thing? Oh, the 6 minutes until the guns start working.
Oh yeah, the 6
that 6 minute goes for like half an hour.
And the other thing
least.
is like the virus is meant to be like contaminating her, right? Over what?
Yeah,
like,
but she's good.
Over like 48 hours or something. But she's fine. Like she's still bashing up people, and she's
maybe it's like in 48 hours it just kicks in and then like she's dead in a minute. But for the 48 hours, she's as good as you can be.
The other funny part I wanted to bring up was, you know, when the Rock and Jason Statham get captured by Idris Elba and they're both getting electrocuted.
Oh, and then this bloke comes out and absolutely barbecues everyone. This guy's like, oh, geez, who wants some hot meat? And he gets this fire.
It's got this flamethrower.
Flamethrower, yeah. It just absolutely barbecues everyone. He's a scientist. He's a Nobel Prize winning scientist. And he just comes out, not a care for a single soul, just barbecues everyone around him.
I thought it was pretty funny.
It's a bigger barbecue than at the end of Fast 8. Like, literally, there's so much fire.
Yeah.
And then Idris Elba comes back and snaps his neck, and that's the end of him.
I thought the action scene after that was pretty entertaining as well, with the truck and the motorbike.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, actually, the other one that was... I mean, none of these action sequences are realistic, but they're just entertaining. There was one in London, how Jason Statham's driving and Idris Elba was on the bike. They get under this truck somehow.
Do you know I've seen that someone do that in real life?
Like, what, the bike?
Not the bike. The bike part's ridiculous. But I've seen the car go under a truck like that.
When the truck's moving?
When the truck's moving, yeah.
Okay.
It's on a freeway. The guy is in a Ferrari and he drives up next to the truck and then he drives underneath it and he goes onto the other side.
Well, yeah, Jason Statham does it with a McLaren.
Which they show you about 50,000 times in case you forgot which car he's driving.
And Hobbs doesn't do much in terms of cars in this one.
He's not really a car guy, is he? He's more of a...
Yeah, what does he do?
Beat the fuck out of you guy.
But Shaw, well, he drove good cars in number 7 as well. He had like a Jaguar and stuff.
I have no comment about that. I thought that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to continue on with something else.
No, I'm just saying he drives nice cars.
Yeah, no, he drives good cars.
He drives better cars than Vin Diesel. Because Vin Diesel drives like these old...
Vin Diesel's American muscle because he's just a classic American man. He's American. He drinks his Coronas with lemon and, he's all about family.
And Paul Walker used to drive like Japanese cars.
Paul Walker's like Japanese, yeah. Look,
WRX.
Paul Walker's all about the speed. He's got the need for speed. It's all he needs.
In terms of crazy action sequences in the Fast movies, where does this one rank?
So it's not as crazy as Dwayne Johnson pushing a missile into a submarine.
Yep.
But a little less crazy than a Ferrari jumping from one building to another. Sorry, a little more crazy than a Ferrari jumping from one building to another. So it sits in that middle sweet spot in there.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than the cars jumping out of a plane as well. But apparently they really do that in real life.
What? The cars jump out of planes?
Yeah, like apparently the military does that.
What? No, but the cars don't. I'm talking about the one where he drives from one building into the other.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like, in the same movie, how they like have cars and they have parachutes on the cars.
They drop, yeah. No, that's not too, that's okay. I believe that. That definitely could happen.
Yeah.
I find it weird that Hobbs' arm isn't like really weird because he basically had a fractured arm and then he broke out of his cast and started punching people. So his arm should technically be like amputated. So I'm not sure what's happening there.
It's because he's superhuman.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I still think that Shaw could take Hobbs though.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, Like, Dwayne Johnson goes to the gym. Are you talking about the actors or the...
Well, the characters, I reckon Shaw could take Hobbs. The actors, I think it'll be close as well.
I don't know. I think it'll be close. Like, I would never discount Dwayne Johnson's size. He's a mammoth of a man.
Who's fitter?
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, probably.
That bloke like gyms for like 4 hours every day.
Yeah, he probably is.
I was actually going to do some research before this podcast, but I've forgotten to do it and now I can't be bothered doing it. But I just want to put it to you. At one point in this movie, Dwayne Johnson's punching Idris Elba. And do you know how Idris Elba has those contact lenses or whatever that give him insight into what's happening? And it tells him how much force the punch has got. It's like 12,000 pounds of force or something like that. Is that a normal amount of force that someone can put into a punch, or is that ridiculously too high?
Considering what kind of movie this is, probably not.
Yeah, like I was going to do the maths. I was going to find out how fast someone punches someone, how much someone's hand weighs, and then like do the force equation, which I would have had to look up again because I haven't done that in a while. Mass times velocity? I don't know, some shit like that. I was actually going to do it, but I haven't. I'm wondering if it's a legit number or if that's just stupid.
What was the number?
I think it was like 12,000.
12,000. So it's equivalent to 533,000 newtons.
That means nothing to me.
So 1,000,000 newtons is the thrust of a space shuttle engine at liftoff.
Oh, so he's only basically one third of the power of a spacecraft lifting off. There's one point in this where he breaks through the glass of the car and picks up this bloke off a motorbike, and then the car's going at like 100 kilometers an hour, and then he throws the guy into a wall. I have nothing else to say about this movie. Overall, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Oh, my standout was Ryan Reynolds, by the way. He was hilarious.
I think that's all we had, Hobbs and Shaw wise. I'll do the Who Am I, but before we do that, you've watched The Boys, haven't you?
I did watch The Boys. The Boys is very good. It's based on this comic book about superheroes who are evil. And then it's about normal people trying to basically keep the superheroes in check. It's like comedic and like raunchy almost. It's not like full serious. It's got serious parts in it, but it's more like a dark comedy, I would say. But yeah, there's like a Superman character, there's like a Wonder Woman character, there's a Flash character, and they're all just dicks.
So you recommend it?
I do recommend it.
So it's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, yeah.
Yeah. Now we can do the Who Am I?
It's a big, burly looking bloke.
I met Dominic Toretto in the 3rd grade, after which we quickly became best friends. I often fought with Brian O'Connor. I was opposed to Brian's inclusion into the team, especially since Mia favoured Brian over me. I have a strong sense of loyalty to Dom and consider the team my family. I was seriously injured when I got shot by a trucker whose shipments I attempted to hijack. My injuries included a gunshot wound, deep lacerations, and internal bleeding. I eventually survived my wounds, but had to flee when I became a wanted man. I finally arrived in Rio, where I met Rosa. We had a son, Nico, short for Dominic, named after Dominic Toretto. I died of gunshot wounds while saving Luke Hobbs with other members of the team. Who am I?
The Fast and Furious dude from Fast 5 who dies.
That's not very specific.
Give me 1 sec. I'm looking him up. No, I don't have him. I don't know his name. I don't know his name in the movie.
His name is Vince.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million worlds. I know who he is though. Like, I could describe him to you if you want me to.
Well, I just described him. Well, you can describe how he looks like, but...
Like, he's got this chin. He's got a longish face. It's a bit boxy, almost, his face. And he's got very big eyebrows. He's got very prominent eyebrows. That's how I describe him. I've just gone on to Google. I've searched Fast and Furious. I've gone to the cast members, and he's not on one of the cast members. He's not one of them. There's like 50 people in this cast, and he's not one of them.
Yeah, well, I obviously picked an obscure character to do this on.
Yeah.
But he's one of the main characters in the first few movies,
In the first one, yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay, that was Who Am I? Hopefully you guys got it. If people want to get in touch with us, how do they go about it?
So they can email us at cognitiverecalibrationpodcast@gmail.com or tweet at us at @crecalibration or give us a message on Facebook or Instagram at Cognitive Recalibration.
Yes, and we are available on all podcasting platforms now. Please do give us a like on our Facebook page as well to keep up to date with our latest episodes. Our next episode will probably be Lion King because I will watch it and I will talk about it. So if you guys had any particular thoughts on the Lion King, please do send us an email or a tweet about that. After that, so I'm going to be going on leave, I guess, from this podcast. If you want us to do any of the movies that come out later this month, I think there's a Dora the Explorer movie. If you want us to talk about that,
yes, please.
let us know. But otherwise, after the Lion King episode, I guess our next big episode will be It Chapter 2, which is coming out in the first week of September. So we'll be back with that. Are you looking forward to that?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be good.
But then the movies sort of die down a bit after that. There aren't as many coming out.
Let's just watch random movies.
We'll just watch random movies, or we'll watch movies that you guys recommend us to watch, or TV shows. So we'll have a bit of spare time to do that stuff. So let us know your recommendations.
Yeah, or we'll watch random shit that you don't want to watch.
Or we don't want to watch either, but we'll watch
you
it.
never know. I want to watch random shit sometimes.
You want to watch random shit all the time.
That is true. Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I guess that does it for this episode. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.
Yes. See you in the next episode.